we're back. We're back with the DePRoGraMMiNg HouR. So, guys, you made a special. Come close. You know how we are very close on this show. There we go. So, DePRoGraMMiNg HouR, you requested to be in Brooklyn. That was a guy and a girl. We love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Thank you so much. Very good.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, DePRoGraMMiNg HouR, you are now in Brooklyn.
We are now in Brooklyn.
Official Brooklynites.
Right. We're on
Nice.
the second and fourth Wednesday of every month on BCAT at 6 p.m.
So tonight?
No.
Or is this an alternating one?
This is an alternating one, so it was last week.
And next week?
And next week.
That's so cool, because we love Wednesdays.
Yes.
So it's like...
Or was it this week? Was this week the second? This Wednesday just passed, was it? Sorry.
Like
Yeah, it's
today.
the second week, so you'll be
No,
on the
today's
20.
Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I think of Ruin Who is Wednesday. I know. It's Friday the
Friday
13th.
edition, yeah.
Duh, exactly. The Brooklyn edition. Of course it's Friday. So this Wednesday, when we had
Yes.
our... what day was Wednesday?
As soon as Rew
Oh,
Who
God.
was over, then the programming
What time
started.
did yours go on?
6 p.m.
Oh, exactly. Wow.
Yeah.
What was it? It was National... We're trying to remember what
Spaghetti Day.
Wednesday was.
Prince Spaghetti Day.
That's Tuesday, isn't it?
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday's Prince Spaghetti Day?
Yeah.
This Wednesday?
Wow,
In the
today's
70s.
French fries. No, I remember in the commercial, right?
Yeah.
Blueberry cupcake.
That's right. No, blueberry muffin.
Yeah, blueberry
Was
muffin.
When
National
I was here, when I
this
was here
Wednesday.
last,
Very good.
it was French fry day. When I was here last, so does that
Then
mean
it must
I
have been
came
July
back
13th.
exactly a year ago today?
You were at Otto's that day.
Yes.
And we had that great from Curly's Fries.
And I'm still low carb, so I'm still going to be a wussy
'Cause you're
and
so skinny.
refuse
Aw.
the French fry.
You can have the
That's
condiments.
because you had just become that, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were that already, but yeah.
I'm still then.
How you keep doing it? So you still don't eat carbs
Yeah.
at all?
I mean, here and there, but
Like what'd you eat
I
today?
try to avoid them. What
What'd
did
you
I eat today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roast beef.
Did you really?
Yes.
So you eat that?
And yogurt and
roast
granola and an apple.
What, yogurt and granola?
Yeah.
So the granola was the carb?
That's right.
Ah, so you eat smart carbs? Is that it?
I don't know.
But you're
If
doing
they-
fine. It doesn't look like it's a problem. Is it obsessively on your mind all the time though?
No.
It's good for you. It's obsessively on mine all the time.
Eh.
How about you?
I'm trying to change my lifestyle and eat healthy, but
I think
I don't always succeed. I
See,
had 2
the same.
caramels today. So
To what?
Caramels.
Oh, you shouldn't
I
feel
just-
bad about that. Like, whatever it is.
My wife calls me Marcia Brady because I'm always like, I gained 5 pounds. And it's a Saturday night, and I'm like, nobody's inviting me to a party. She's like, shut up, Marcia Brady.
It's so funny. I call
very
my
in touch
daughter
with my
Marcia.
inner
I call
Your inner
I
Marcia.
call my daughter Marcia Brady. It's funny that she's a term. The people use
Right.
Marcia
Icon,
as a term. And I just saw her recently interviewed, and she said she went through a very dark period
Yeah.
where she was anything but Marcia Brady, like the drugs, the sex,
What's her drug of choice?
probably
Cocaine?
sex
No,
and
sex.
coke and you name
Yeah,
it.
she was a sex addict.
She
Oh,
was,
yeah.
yeah.
Did she have sex with Michael
Yes.
Jackson? I think?
Oh, I don't know, but I know she did with
I
Red
can't
Brady. She said the last couple of years on the show, they'd be all dreamy and like behind the sets they
He's
were.
gross. Can I go out on a limb and say he's
I don't
gross?
care. What? So you're
Johnny
not playing?
Bravo.
So you're not playing any Brady Bunch on your show?
I don't know, Kat. I'm new. I'm new to
No,
the
they're a
new.
Partridge
new.
Family
So
kind of
Catherine's.
DePRoGraMMiNg HouR.
No Brady Bunch on our show.
They're a Partridge Family kind of people.
Are you? Do you like the Partridge Family?
I like the Partridge Family.
See?
I mean,
You know. I love them all.
I just-
I
I
met
just-
Bonnie
I don't-
Brady like last year, and he was so funny. He was really cool.
I think I saw Greg Brady on some survival show.
Oh,
Recently.
wasn't he? That's hilarious. But God bless the Bradys. I mean, the Brady Bunch
If
was
they still get work, it all good for them.
exactly.
Yeah.
So tell me about DePRoGraMMiNg HouR. Like, are you showing the same episodes that are in Manhattan and Brooklyn?
Well, they
it's
premiere.
a lot of work to
yeah,
edit a show.
they premiere in Manhattan, and then we're going to repeat them in Brooklyn.
That's excellent.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And Carrie is our very new host.
Nice.
Wait.
You asked me like yesterday or something, right? So.
Oh, so you're brand new.
Well, not really. I mean,
He's been a part of.
He was on the very first episode as it is, but it was a clip from the Back Fence Open Mic, the Bobby Cabaret,
Yes.
which you've been to.
I love the Back Fence Open Mic every Sunday.
And then he was on as a guest in studio, and then he ended up being such a good host. I had to hold the camera because nobody who's not certified at M&M can use the camera. So I did this experimental fest in Brooklyn at what was that? Goodbye Blue Monday.
I'm playing there in August.
It's a really nice venue.
Oh,
like,
great! I
liked it a lot.
have 2 shows.
The owner's really cool.
Brooklyn.
And they're very friendly to artists.
August 9th and August 31st.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've never been. I'm looking forward to
I think
it.
that's
Oh,
around the
Good
time
Luck Monday,
Experimental
like
Fest
it.
was
It's
last
amazing.
year.
Cool.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Carrie ended up taking over the mic and doing all the interviews that day.
And did phenomenal.
And he did a great job just right off the cuff. He didn't even, have anything prepared.
All right, Carrie, interview.
Well, I was interviewing fellow artists, so.
So can you
I feel-
interview me right now and Caroline? We'd like you to take over, be a rew-who correspondent right now for the DePRoGRaMMiNg HouR.
So how long is the show rew-who been on?
Well,
How long have you been doing it?
I've been specifically rew-who from the beginning or the transformation of the whole thing.
Well, just rew-who.
Okay, rew-who actually began in August of '09, and it was in a location uptown all the way. And then May 19th, I moved the show to Otto's Shrunken Head, and then it became like 100% me producing it. So it has like 2 beginnings.
So what were the roots of rew-who?
Okay, it started February '09 as Ruby's World. There was someone named B. Hi B, I wish you only the best of everything. Rue and B had a band, we were Ruby, and B asked me if I would co-host a web show with him. So it was called Ruby's World, and it's all on YouTube under Ruby's World. And we were there for 6 months to the week, every Wednesday. And then B decided it wasn't for him. So he flew away, and overnight it turned from Ruby's World to rew-who at Arisma Entertainment Studios, all the way up in Morningside Heights.
And when did your co-host start? I'm sorry.
Well, then when it turned into rew-who,
Uh-huh.
every week we have a different co-host.
Uh-huh.
So the Who is actually the co-host of the
Oh,
week.
really? I thought I was the Who. Isn't that?
Well,
that's so
you are
fitting?
also.
Yeah.
You're all Who's,
Oh, yeah.
and it's Rue and whoever
Everyone's-
is coming on that day. But the
Everyone who isn't Rue is who?
Yes, but each week we have a different co-host. You are more than welcome to come co-host a show one week with me,
That'd be
and
great.
Catherine could as well. It's like, so if you look at the YouTube channel with all the archives of all our shows, you'll see that every week has a different co-host.
But I'm just co-hosting today, but my real purpose is I'm the director.
She's the director of the
show?
show.
Yes, I'm
Caroline.
doing double duty today.
She's usually over there
I'm usually
behind.
behind the computer, but
And how long have you been directing the show?
oh god, would it be a year? Because it's coming October.
And where do you find your guests?
Well, where I came from, I actually have a band myself.
What's
So,
the name?
Subject of the Question.
Ah.
Yes, and I'm also in another band called Angry Nerds, which is just the acoustic version of that. Yeah, so the funny
So you have a cover band of your own band?
Yeah.
Do you get
Exactly.
paid for both of them?
Yes. Well, I try to get paid for it, but
Okay. Well, I'm speaking metaphorically.
And you're a
We don't
musician,
get paid.
too.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
Artists
we get
don't
paid
get
in
paid.
French fries and food.
Well, if
and
you
food.
do if you get out of New York City.
He's also a filmmaker, not just a musician.
Yeah, and,
This is true.
and is Maine part of your?
Yeah, that was my
I
skeleton
remember.
in the closet last
Yeah,
year.
I remember.
I visited Maine recently. I
Me
had a
too.
little meltdown before I
In
got
Waterville.
there. I love Waterville. I mean,
My
that's
daughter
a college
just
town,
graduated.
so that's not
she
really
graduated in May.
Maine.
Your skeleton was where you're from?
Yes.
I'm one of
What's your
those
skeleton
who
now?
ran from
So we
where
can
you-
eat all the French fries in front of you.
Yeah, well, I'll sell this. Oh, I can't tell the skeleton.
Why not?
But no, I was one of those people who ran from their hometown to come to New York City.
You're not alone.
And everybody's like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "From Queens." No, where are you from? Because
Queens.
I'm like,
That's
yeah.
cute.
But yeah, I went back recently. My
Okay.
nephew barely graduated. Congratulations, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Well, my daughter did graduate, and God bless that child.
Was it Colby College?
It was.
That's an excellent school.
It's an amazing
That was my
place.
oasis
It's
from
incredible, right?
southern Maine. I had to go to that college town to get my culture fix. And
Wow.
all the people I knew there were born in Brooklyn and couldn't stand Brooklyn and left. And they were
Like
like,
that head shop.
yeah.
Oh wow.
There's pretty groovy places in Maine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that occult Sam or Weisner, like Weiser does all these cult books in Maine.
Yeah.
And so like there are
Yeah.
pockets of weird people.
Yes.
And they showed the Genesis George movie where he shows about this like transforming, taking getting plastic surgery to when him and his partner to get plastic surgery to look like each other.
Oh,
And
wow.
they showed that in a festival in Maine last year, and there was a woman who was like, "Why isn't anybody coming? Because it's too weird." So it was an old woman in Maine who was not freaked out by Genesis George, who was like
Weird.
legendarily weird. I don't mean to go off topic.
Well,
No.
you did, so you're forgiven.
I'm
so,
just saying there are pockets of Maine that are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pocketfuls of Maine, exactly. That's cool.
That's a cute name for a
So, Catherine, how about you and a skeleton? And you can have some fries. 'Cause
Well,
we're gonna eat these
what you were
fries.
talking about before made me think of my skeleton.
What's that?
Like,
These are deadly.
talking about food seems to be the topic of the day.
It's so good.
My skeleton is that I try to be vegetarian, but sometimes I still eat bacon.
Oh, bacon is the common thing.
It's hard to give up bacon. Okay.
Well, you know, I've been reading Augustin Burroughs' new book. I don't know if you love him as much as me, but you know
I
who
only know William. That's all I know.
Augustin Burroughs wrote Running with Scissors and then like a whole.
Was that his
Silly-
like uncle or something?
All I know is Weird Al.
It's actually him.
Oh, him under another name.
No, he is Augustin Burroughs.
That's his actual.
His name, the author I'm speaking of, is
Oh,
Augustin
okay.
Burroughs. No relation to.
No, somebody told me that he had an uncle that was more influential than he was, like, you know.
If it was William Burroughs, then
Edgar Rice, maybe?
Possibly.
Do
you
you
know
know?
what? I don't
Do you know
know.
for
I
sure?
don't know. I don't know.
Is Edgar Rice related to?
All I know is
We
Augustin
have to Google that.
Burroughs
Alright.
is the best, and he now has written a self-help book. And I've been reading it because I
What's
got
it
to.
called?
It's a really
Oh.
long title, but it's like Augustin Burroughs self-help. I have it. It's bright yellow. He autographed it for me. I even got to meet him, and I'm reading it very slowly. But last night I read a chunk, and it's all about food and this and that, and how you look at things. And
Does he usually write fiction?
he does, and
Yeah.
but he writes more like a memoir fiction.
Okay, it's like first person.
But
Wait,
it's his
I'm
life.
confused. This is William Burroughs?
No,
Yeah.
Augustin Bullet
Who's
Burroughs.
Augustin Burroughs?
Augustin Burroughs is an author that is amazing, who I adore, who wrote Running
so
with
it's
Scissors.
not the same
Running
person.
with-
Okay.
No.
I thought you were saying it was the same person.
No.
And
we're
there's
not.
no relation as far as we know. You'll have to Google
Let's
that.
confuse her more. What's your skeleton, Catherine? You already said
I
it.
already said it.
Have another fry.
Oh.
So talk about the deprogramming hour and
With
what's
the
your
programming hour.
what's your goal with the deprogramming hour?
Well,
Do you
Jackie, the former host, was complaining that we haven't been political enough. She wants to come back and do like segments, maybe like you know, movie reviews, or she's known as Jackie Hates You, so maybe some hate segments. But she said that she feels like the show's been going in the wrong direction. We need to be more political. But now that we have Carrie, maybe.
How long has it been on air? How long?
I was afraid it was too political and I wasn't up to speed.
But what's your goal for deprogramming?
How long has it been
So-
on air too?
Well, I started doing cable access in 2003.
Wow.
I think it's been DePRoGRaMMiNg HouR since 2005.
Oh my, that's a long
But
time.
I took 3 years off in between, and now we're 2012. Yeah.
So coming back, was it like riding a bike? Was it so much easier this time because you knew exactly the format and template?
Yeah. Well, the thing it was easier before because I had this. I had a partner, like you had a partner that left the show, and the partner used to do a lot of the
Editing.
No, I did all the editing.
Nice.
My partner actually did a lot of the research, the political research, so that I could have facts for the show, you know?
Okay.
Well, I did the editing, and I did a lot of shooting, and I was even thinking about, I call the theme of the show Art and Society, or that's like a little catchphrase, but I was thinking parties and protests would fit too, because we've been doing a lot of burlesque.
Yes, I know those
And
wonderful
we do
Tommy
have-
Meestorm shows.
Right, and you hosted
I
twice.
have,
Yeah, and that's,
and we're hosting another one, July 29th.
Yes. I'm excited I'm gonna be there. I usually work it, but I think I'm gonna take the night off. My birthday's 2 days before, so I think we're gonna
Oh, you're the 27th.
on the 27th.
My dad's the 28th.
Oh.
What's the new direction of the show, if not political? What's
Oh,
the
he
new
wants to
direction?
know. He's an employee.
Well,
What is it called?
well, I want it to be. It's a
Synopsis?
variety show. I want it to stick as a variety show. I want to have like artists come on and still do performances, music. Maybe we did a really nice piece with an artist profile, and I want to do that, you know, on a regular basis, like segments. But one new thing that I've been talking about for years, and I finally did it, was horror in the news. So
Horror in the
horror in the news. Pick
Yeah.
one like story that's so horrific that it's gonna freak people
There was a
out.
lot of like cannibalism, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of,
Well,
like,
I was
currently, and
like,
people are getting afraid
political-
that new drug was leading people to
It
cannibalism.
turns out that it
I
had
just
nothing to
heard,
do
yeah,
with
he
it.
didn't have anything, he didn't
Right.
have none of it in his body.
And
After all that press on that drug,
that
now people go do those bad
was
stuff.
it that
You know,
wrestler? Was it the wrestler who?
The hobo?
There were a slew of them, and it was all.
There's so many of them. There was one on Florida. There were so many cases in
And
Florida.
then there was
Crazy.
an artist who served up his genitalia.
Oh yeah, that was the
As
first.
an
That was the
art
first
piece. I think it
story.
was
Nobody
Japanese.
even talks about that.
It was
He
unbelievable.
was 22 years old. He severed his penis and his testicles, and then charged 5 people $100,000 each to
Eat it.
eat it with whatever they wanted on the side, which was button mushrooms. So he made
With
it.
Cholula sauce, my favorite.
And he
hot
was on
sauce.
bath salts?
No, he was.
This was an art performance.
He was committed, as they say.
Yeah, you can't go back though.
He
He's
was
22.
dedicated.
He's gonna regret it. He's asexual, so he says he didn't want to have sex
All
anymore.
right, well, maybe he knew.
Maybe you want to pee though, you know.
Yeah, get
And this is going to be on the deprogramming hour?
No, it's.
Oh my
We're just going to talk about it. It's
The
better to
last,
imagine.
the last
than really
political
see.
thing was I went to City Hall last month, and there's this group called NI Class, and what they do is they're trying to get rid of the horses on that pull the carriages by Central
Well,
Park.
Saturday night, my wife and I are going to do that because I love those, and we're
Carriage
going to do it
drive.
before they take the horses away. Do I still have a job, Catherine?
Yes, you can.
Oh
you
my
can disagree.
goodness.
I just want to get in
but
there
they
before
want-
it's taken away.
They want to switch the horses out for
New.
vintage car replicas that are green. Yes.
Wow.
And then they're going to send the horses to sanctuaries because right now the
Are
horses.
they going to be able to be with Secretariat and get laid all day long?
I don't know.
What?
Isn't that what they do to horses? That,
Oh, to put them out to stud?
Yeah.
Those are horses that, win races.
Right.
Not clop around
No,
Central Park.
these horses get.
They're not going to be Alpo, I hope.
That's what happens. Yeah, they
Oh,
sell them.
don't let them, don't let them.
So these.
So they're lucky you're walking around Central Park.
Well, that's what the mayor said. The mayor said they're lucky they're alive, but the thing is they don't get any vacation days. They work in the hot sun. They work in the cold.
So that's better that they're slaughtered?
No, once they can't work anymore is when they're slaughtered.
Right.
The NI class people would send them to horse sanctuaries so
Yeah,
that they can
roam free.
so they can roam free and not suffer anymore.
Well, let's hope they go there. So,
Without employment, I get really, really depressed. So if my job was taken away, I would, who knows what would happen to me.
Well,
Keeps
what,
me-
what if you were a
keeps me
slave
sane.
though?
If
They're
I was a
slave.
slave.
Yeah. They're slaves.
I
The
don't-
horses
Yeah.
are basically slaves.
I
That's the
don't
whole
know,
point.
if they fed me, roast beef
They don't-
to walk around Central Park, maybe I would do it.
Like they'll take
well,
like a little
we'd
roast
rather
beef
have the
sandwich
French
for
fries.
you.
And it is, the date is done. Are there any last shout
The
outs
date's
from
done.
Deprogramming Hour? Yes.
Well,
Our Ruin Who Brooklyn
John
edition.
Vomit is the other co-host.
We love John
Yes,
Vomit.
we
He's
do.
great.
Yeah, he couldn't make it today. Has a gig DJing, I think.
Good for
And
him.
it's
Somewhere nearby, but I don't know the name.
Excellent. Well, we love you guys, and you're always, invited to visit Ruin Who any day of our week.
thank you very much.
Absolutely. So give your website one more time so people can find Deprogramming Hour.
You can find us, DePRoGraMMiNG HouR.com is the website, but we're also on Blip TV, YouTube, Facebook, MySpace,
Everywhere.
Flickr. Yeah.
And you'll find them on our Ruin Who page. So thank you always. Thank you so much. And the video that you shot of me singing Skeletons at the back fence open mic is being used in that little article in our New York Times blurb.
yay!
So
Can I plug-
that's the video they picked of
Can I plug-
your Skeletons. So it has been, I think, getting a little bit of
Lot of
clicking.
press.
That's on the back fence. That's on the back fence open mic YouTube.
It is.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
they picked it, you know, in the world of the internet, and that's the one they picked, so. Yay!
Yeah, it's yours.
So
Do we-
thank you, New York Times, yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Caroline, I can't live without this girl. All the guests, a guy and a girl, the Odes, Lawson Leong, Kimberly Jean, also known as Kitty, a guy and a girl. DePRoGraMMiNg HouR and Derek Reese. Brandon Saloon, we love you so much. Brooklyn, we do love you. And what were you going to say?
Well, I just have a film in Montreal playing July 22nd
Nice.
at 11:55 at the Fantasia Film Festival. My
Okay.
short film, Blood and Fire.
Good for you.
Okay.
Good for you. Give your name so people can find you.
C-A-R-E-Y, Carey. Burt, B-U-R-T-T.
Nice.
Just Google me.
He's the skinny guy.
But for how long?
Who cares?
Bum, bum, bum.
It doesn't matter.
Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thanks so much. Another week, another month. We'll see you Wednesday at Otto's. Bye.
You got it. Did you get it?
It should be. Come on, baby.